So, and going ahead and starting these Ignites, getting the licensing, they like for us, the speaker or the person that organized it, to do one to begin with. So mine is going to be Ignite 2 Bastard Yoga. And I'm going to go into explaining what Ignite is first of all. So the idea with Ignite actually started pretty close to here. It was in Seattle where this group of geeks got together and they were kind of like, you know, we want to inform our friends about things that we are very educated about. But you know, when people are drinking, they can just start talking forever. So our format goes 20 slides that are going to auto-advance every 15 seconds. That gives you 5 minutes. And you think 5 minutes, oh, what am I going to talk about for 5 minutes? But it goes by really fast, and if you're not paying attention, you kind of get messed up here. So in thinking about these topics, it comes down to what you're passionate about. And we have a lot of passionate people here. This is what our blogs are about, right? Interest, educate, and the big thing here is community. This is the best place to do it, Ignite, because we have the best community. So I kind of want you guys to start thinking about what kind of things do you want to talk about. So for me, for example, I'm a yoga instructor. I do like talking about yoga. I have other interests too, but this one's pretty easy for me to talk about and coming into this community and share with you guys. So, I mean, if anybody wants to talk about prenatal, that's my thing. I also do other kinds of yoga. Main yoga that a lot of people do are Hatha yoga, which is that asana practice. But Bhakti yoga is really the most traditional one we find in the world. That's basically just service, giving of yourself. But if you don't do yoga and all the different types that are out there, you kind of get a little intimidated, right? I mean, who here is kind of like, what kind of yoga should I do if I'm not already doing it? And this movie came out in 2008, 2009, and this journalist, he's a little bit of a head case trying to figure out how to become enlightened doing yoga. And that's not quite my thing, but it's a good movie to watch because there's so much out there. My personal philosophy with teaching yoga is that you use your mat to find your truth. Things that you can do with your body, you know where your limitations are, that kind of just helps set your mind more of a balance and makes you a little bit more proficient in what you're doing in your life. But the thing is with yoga, it is an industry making money. In about 2012, it was projected to have $6.5 billion in revenue between yoga and Pilates. Now, what does that mean for you as a consumer? If you don't already know what you're doing, yeah, they're going to probably get you from every angle. So there are all kinds of business scandals coming about. The latest one was Lululemon with the see-through pants, and Danny, she's a huge Lululemon fan, so I hope she's not mad about this. But they handled that very well with even putting that picture in their flagship store. Now, for those of you that don't do yoga, it can be a little freaky, right? It's like, is my body really supposed to do that? And for some people, it can be kind of intimidating. It doesn't need to be, but when studios are putting this kind of stuff out there, I mean, if you've never done it before, you're kind of going, what should I be doing? So there are all kinds of gimmicks and everything coming about the $6.5 billion industry. I put a picture of myself there on a horse. Last year, I did a yoga retreat for a week at a dude ranch, cowboy yoga. In my town, there's actually brew asana, where you go to breweries and do yoga. And I put this one in here because there are a lot of scandals going on right now, sex scandals, and I didn't want to mention names, but when you put your yoga instructor on a pedestal, they became one of these, and a little asterisk, okay? So that's just a matter of like customers putting them up on the pedestal. I put this one up here because I was approached by a community organization to put together prenatal yoga with weights. Those don't go together, do they? But it's that whole thing of trying to tap into that $6.5 billion industry. People are going to try to fill up that niche if you want it. But for a lot of people in the room, if you're not already doing yoga, don't freak out. Yoga is whatever you want it to be. And I wish that top picture was a little bit more expanded. That's actually No More Bacon. He went to one of my classes. That was his first yoga experience, and I love him. Anyway, so for all of you, it's a matter of finding the instructor that's going to help you out to do what you want to do. And this is me teaching at a conference, and there were so many different types of bodies there. If you find a yoga instructor that's going to make you feel bad, find a different yoga instructor. My whole philosophy is your truth, your mat. And it comes down to what kind of yoga you want to do. Don't be intimidated by not getting the right clothes, not going to the right studio. There's a place for you in this industry just to make your body feel better. Now it's challenge time. There are notepads on your table. Everybody pass it around, take something out, and I want you to write down what your truth is. And think about what you want to do for Ignite next year, or what you want to challenge yourself to do or to write about on your blog. So go ahead, write that up, and periodically just throw it up here in the front. I want it to snow. I want all this paper coming down with the challenge of what you're going to write about, or what you're going to try to submit about or talk about in Ignite in your city, here at FitBloggin, anywhere. So your blog, your truth. And that's something that we're all exploring here. And this cute little graphic, my husband traced that on my face, so that's what I'm going to start using for my branding soon. Anyway, truth, honesty, self-love, let's go ahead and get this started.